There are two language versions for NZCJ HTHP Consistometer, Chinese version and English version. Introduction to components. Installation of the instrument. 1. Use applicable power supply according to instrument model. Point 2. Connect air supply piping and cooling water piping. Preparation before the test. Observe whether the oil level in the oil reservoir can satisfy test demands. Check whether all switches of the instrument are off. Turn on the circuit breaker at the back of the instrument and turn on the power switch on the front panel of the instrument. Put the slurry cup on slurry cup stand. Lubricate the inner wall and screw threads of slurry cup with grease. Put the diaphragm collar, rubber diaphragm assembly, and the diaphragm support into slurry cup. Screw the top cap of slurry cup down. Lubricate the threads of top cap with grease. Put slurry cup on the stand with its bottom upward, and put the mixing paddle into slurry cup. Lubricate the mixing paddle with grease. Set test parameters. Pour cement slurry into the slurry cup, and put the bottom cap on the slurry cup when the cement slurry reaches 2 to 3 mm under the screw threads. Do not drip any cement slurry on the screw threads. Install the base plug. Fix the drive bar and the drive disc at proper position of the paddle. Put slurry cup into the cylinder. Manual and automatic mode selection switch is set to indicate automatic mode by default. Pull the motor switch upward. Put the potentiometer into the cylinder and make sure that the electrode slices of potentiometer have connected to contact pins in the cylinder. When the potentiometer is put into the cylinder, the drive bar of paddle should be inserted into the groove of potentiometer. Confirm that the consistency is displayed normally, and then screw the cylinder cap into the cylinder tightly. After that, unscrew the cylinder cap anti-clockwise at a 90-degree angle. Close high-pressure release valve. Use a plug gauge to measure the gap between the lower end face of the cylinder cap edge and upper end face of the cylinder and make sure the gap measures 1.5 mm. Otherwise, the wedge-shaped sealing ring should be replaced. Slide the thermocouple into the cylinder. Turn on the air supply switch. When the heat transfer oil fills the cylinder up, it will escape from the interstice between thermocouple and the locking bolt. In that case, the lock bolting should be tightened firmly at once. Test operation. Turn on switcher of liquid pump and heater. When the consistency reaches 100 BC, the test will be completed and the alarm of instrument will be triggered. Turn off the alarm sound by pressing the button of alarm off. The motor stops automatically. Pull the heater, pump, motor and air exhaust switches downward and pull the cooling switch upward. Turn off the cooling switch when the temperature is lowered within safe temperature range. When the pressure in the oil reservoir has been released completely, open high-pressure release valve slowly. When the pressure in the cylinder has been released completely, turn on the air-to-cylinder switch and force the heat transfer oil in the cylinder into the oil reservoir. When the oil in the cylinder has returned to the oil reservoir completely, after the pressure has been released, take out the thermocouple. Tap the top cap of the cylinder with a rubber hammer and then open the cap. Take out the potentiometer and the slurry cup. Pour cement slurry out and clean the slurry cup and its components thoroughly to make preparation for the next use. Parameter settings and calibration. Parameter settings. Consistency calibration. Connect the calibration weight and the calibration shaft with a string. Wind the string around the calibration shaft for 1 to 2 loops. Insert the cable of calibrator into the calibrator port of the instrument. Hang a 5 ohm weight. Hang a 400-gram weight. The calibration is finished, and tap return button through the touchscreen. The instrument can not only be used standalone with data output through its USB port, but can also be connected to a PC through its Ethernet port. Data can be output through its USB port. It can also be connected to a PC through its Ethernet port.